We know that coastal Delmarva has really become a hot spot for all kinds of music festivals, just a really hoppin' music scene. We love that. And joining us today in the 102.5 WBOC studio is Phillip Phillips, the one and only. You're familiar with his music, you love it, and you've been making a lot of music over the years, haven't you?
Yes, that's been 12 years now, so I had somebody, when I was flying yesterday, I did a little Q&A on Instagram, and I said, I always just like, you can ask me anything, or you can say anything, you can make fun of me, whatever you want, and this one person said, been listening to you since I was 6, and you're a big part of my life. I'm like, oh my gosh, don't say that.
Right, when they're like 20 and you're like, no.
Yeah. I'm like,
no, you're not.
What are you talking about? And so yeah, it's been. I love music, and it's always been a passion, and it helps me deal with everything that goes on in my life. So yeah, I try to write good music, and hopefully I can succeed at doing that sometimes.
Sure. When it comes to having a career for a little while, how do you find that your music has really kind of changed, maybe in genre, in lyrics, and storytelling style? Have you seen it morph over the years as you've grown as a person over the years? Yeah,
definitely. It's, each album has its own bit of storage, of what's gone on throughout my life, and it changes in tone as well. My first album was very folky, kind of, that rock kind of driven thing, and then it kind of evolved towards the third album. It kind of explored a lot of blues and rock and R&B a little bit, and the newer stuff, I just released a new album, that's not new anymore, but last year it's called Drift Back, and it kind of goes back a little bit to that first album and second album, and to where it's a little folky, but also not too far in there. But I just try to write good music. I don't know where it's going to go sometimes.
Sure.
I just try to write music that feels good to me and helps me, and sometimes it's good, and I'll take those when they're sometimes good, because I write a lot of ones that are not good. So.
Well, we don't have to talk about those ones.
Yeah, maybe one day.
But I think one thing that's really interesting, especially about sort of that folk sound, that it can chart on pop music as well, and some of your songs have. I feel like it's a really interesting time for music and genres right now, because I feel like when you think back to like the 90s, the early 2000s, there really wasn't a lot of close genre keeping. Lots of music kind of bled into one genre or another, and I feel like we're almost sort of circling back to that. Do you find that that's the case as well?
Yeah, it's always interesting, right? Like whenever I had my first success with radio or whatever, and it was me and Mumford and Sons and Lumineers, and then there's Ed Sheeran, and then I remember doing some radio events on those tours with Ed, and like he was just always so nice, and so yeah, it's kind of weird, and then it kind of circled away of like going to more of that kind of back to that kind of dance or pop, very bubblegum pop, I guess would be kind of genre for radio. And now it's kind of circling back to where it's more the songwriter, storyteller type thing, and Noah Kahan and all those guys, and so it's so interesting how it changes, just so fast, and then just like all of a sudden, like, whoa, like this person, it's just so weird and interesting to me, how it all happens. So I love it, and I always love hearing new music. So
yes. Now I know that your music's on a lot of our playlists. What artists are on some of your playlists?
Oh, it's so weird. I go in and out of listening to music.
I can see how that might be the case.
Like I don't like to, when I'm listening to a lot of music, I'm usually not writing music then. So when I'm writing, I don't listen to a lot of music. So right now I haven't been listening to a ton, but there's this one song, I don't even know how old the song is, but I kind of have where it rotates around. My wife heard it, Wax Owls.
Okay.
They have a song called Bring the Rain. It's just so good. And my kid loves Metro Boomin.
Oh, fun.
So we love Spider-Man.
Yes.
And, but I'm always just circling around to, a lot of different artists. But I've always, Sam Fender, he's incredible. I don't know if you know him, but he's great as far as a newer-ish artist, but he's not really new anymore. But yeah.
Got a little bit of everything.
That answers your question.
It does. Well, mostly it sort of answers it, because you said you're not really listening to music right now, which means you're writing, which means can we expect new music anytime?
Yeah, I hope so. I'd like to, I'd like to at least get one new song out before the end of the year.
All right.
So we'll see if I can make that happen, and I hope I can for you.
You can. I know you can. But for now, we got to let you go too. There's some more fun coming your way when we get back.